house sitting for my cousin in rural Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Kim Ann, and this is Ron and Lilo. We've been living full-time in this truck camper for 2 years. In my 50s, I decided to stop existing and start living my dreams. I left my life and career to become a nomad and travel. If you like our videos, please subscribe, like, and comment. We'd be so grateful. Good morning. I'm still in Oklahoma, in a bed, in a house. Let's say good morning to the dogs. Good morning, Ron. Here's Miss Lily. That's her butt. They like to burrow under the covers. Miss Lily? There she is. Good morning, Miss Lily. What I like to do when I first get up is put on my light mask and meditate. But that kind of depends on the dogs. Sometimes they don't let me and I try to do it later, but I'm gonna try to do it today and I'll show you. The dogs are not cooperating. Guys. Good morning, sunshine. Morning, Leo. Hey, Soph. You guys want to go out? Since I am stationary in a house for a few weeks, enjoying its comforts, like long hot showers, lots of space, and unlimited electricity, I wanted to talk about regrets. Do I regret selling my house to live in a camper? I'll go over what I miss, my thoughts on giving up an appreciating asset, my house, to live in a depreciating asset, my camper, and which I prefer, house life or camper life. So I just woke up in my cousin's house in a pretty comfortable bed, in a temperature-controlled environment, and it was a very restful night's sleep. It was quiet. So do I miss sleeping in a house? And the answer is not really. I really love my camper bed. People say that sleeping in an RV is not comfortable. I do use the factory mattress, and it's on the Froley system, which is like these plastic springs that are underneath the bed. And I also put a topper, a foam topper on my mattress. So it is very, very comfortable to me. When I'm sleeping in a house, it's not my space. It's not my bed. So even though it could be really comfortable, like I really prefer my own space. When I go visit people, I prefer to stay in my camper in their driveway. And it's kind of funny because like sometimes people are like, no, stay in the house. But really, I prefer to stay in my own space. I'm just more comfortable. I love my stargazer skylight. If I'm somewhere in nature and I open that at night, I can see the stars and it's just magical. I love if I'm in the desert or somewhere where I have a complete like open sky view. I love it. My favorite is when I'm sleeping with the windows open and all I hear is crickets. Nothing else but nature. I love that. Sometimes I'm in a parking lot next to a highway and I just put earplugs in and I still get a pretty comfortable night's sleep. Hearing nature sounds at night, like sometimes there's owls in the trees above me and I don't mind the owls, but my dogs might wake me up in the middle of the night barking at them. Or if we have the windows open and there's raccoons scurrying by the camper, they know everything and they get up and just start barking in the middle of the night. And I've just learned to live with it. They're dogs. That's what they do. One time we were at a horse farm. It was a harvest host. And all these horses were around us grazing in the middle of the night. The dogs were just barking all night long. It was driving me crazy. That's what you have to put up with when you're at someplace beautiful and there's horses around you. Like, when does that ever happen in a house? Not that often. Space. So of course you have a lot more space in a house. And it always amazes me because now that I live in a camper, when I'm in a house and I have to like walk more than one step from the bathroom to the bedroom to the kitchen to the living room, I'm like, oh my God, look at all this space. And I like the space for certain things like dancing. Like when I'm in my cousin's house, I danced a lot. Inside, I danced outside because I just had so much space. I dance in my camper, but you know, it's not as vigorous. Some people ask me if I'm claustrophobic in this camper. And you know, it's funny because I am claustrophobic. And when I was looking at campers, it was super important to me to be able to sit up in bed. So this one I can. And some of them I couldn't. Some of them I felt like I was in a coffin. Like I couldn't even sit up, otherwise my head would hit the ceiling. And the windows in this camper really, really sold me. With these big windows, I don't feel boxed in. I don't feel closed in. So I love my view from these windows, and it's always changing. And it just makes me feel like nature is coming inside. Another pro about the camper is it's a lot easier to clean. In a house with all that space, it's very time consuming to clean your house. But the camper, I don't know, in like 15-20 minutes, like I got the whole thing like spick and span. So a lot more time for me to be outside doing things that I enjoy. A big con about the camper is weather. If you saw my last video, I talk about how I forget to check the weather, and I've been in severe weather like hail, tornadoes, usually hurricanes. They give you enough warning, I can get the hell out of there, but you are vulnerable and it could be seriously dangerous. And a house is usually built to withstand storms and weather, so of course you're a lot safer in the house. So severe weather is one thing that is very concerning, and sometimes it can come out of nowhere, and I'm in this camper just vulnerable. We just had a wicked thunderstorm come through, 80-mile-an-hour winds, and I was not prepared. I left the window open on my camper. Okay. Oh my God, the window just closed. Thank God it's fine. Everything is fine. Cooking. I love to cook. And in a house, you have a lot of space to cook. A big refrigerator, big full-size appliances. My ex-husband used to joke that I had every single small kitchen appliance known to man. I also had very expensive pots that he used to joke about, $3,500, and expensive knives that I loved, but truth being, I only use maybe one or two of those knives on a regular basis. I had a Vitamix, a soy milk maker, an ice cream maker, a big expensive juicer, a pasta maker, a slow cooker, pressure cookers, rice cookers, you name it, I've had it. And I thought when I moved into the camper, I was really going to miss all of that. And I really don't. You know, I have a few things that I cook with on a regular basis. I have a pressure cooker. I have a very small food processor. I have a blender, and I have one good knife. And that's it. I'm fine. I just cook less elaborate than I did when I was in a house. I do have to do the kitchen shuffle when I cook, but it's doable and I've gotten used to it. I do have a microwave that I don't use very often, so it's mostly used for storage. And I have every single kitchen utensil that I can possibly need and more. I probably should downsize because some of these I'm not using. I feel like I have ample storage. This one cabinet fits all of my bowls, cups, and plates. My pantry storage is fine. I have 2 cabinets that fit my pantry storage, and that's enough. And I have room for my 200 spices. I love my refrigerator. It's plenty big. I upgraded to a 12 volt because I hated the 3-way refrigerator that came with the camper. But the 12 volt works great, just like a home refrigerator. I have a little freezer where I can have ice cream and frozen fruits and veggies. And I just find I have a lot less food waste than I did in a home. Sometimes I miss a garden. I used to grow vegetables in my house, and staying at my cousin's house, she has a garden. I really took advantage of going into her garden and picking some veggies and cooking in her kitchen. I really enjoyed that.
That was really good. The peppers are burning my lips off, but it's seriously good. Yummy.
Okay, I think I'm in trouble now. Sophie and Leo are both in the camper and they don't want to come out. Come on, guys. Come on out. Aw. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, you guys are too cute. Is that your home now? You're going to come travel with me? You're going to come travel with me, Soph? Leo, come on, honey. You guys. Come on. Oh, look at that face. Come on. You have to come out. You have to come down. Good boy. Oh, I'm bribing her with the cheese stick and she's coming. Yay. Here you go, sweet girl. Here you go. Come on. There you go, sweet girl. Good girl. Okay. Another pro of a house is total temperature controlled environment. In a camper, it's a little harder to heat and cool. I have an air conditioner that I need to be plugged in to use, and if it's 100 degrees outside, it's not like a house. The heat is better. I love the heating system in here, and it works really well. It's the Aldi heating system, so it's run with glycol, and it seems like it's piped all over this camper. Like there's never any cold spots in the wintertime. But you have to keep up with the propane. Like every couple days I have to fill up the propane if I'm running the heat a lot. Another pro for a house is the full bathroom. Running water, hot water. You go to the bathroom, you flush it, you don't even think about where it's going. Like I have to cart around my waist. It makes me thankful when I'm in a house, and then it also made me very cognizant of our resources and our waste. Another con is I can't have people stay with me. I've had my daughter and a friend travel with me before, and that was fine. That was really enjoyable. But, I can't like invite the whole family to come stay with me. But that really hasn't been a problem because I usually stay at people's houses in their driveway and just, enjoy quality time with them. One thing that I thought I would miss is a bathtub. And when I first started looking into doing a van build, I seriously was thinking about putting a bathtub in my van. I love taking baths. When I'm in the house, I used to take a bath almost all the time. Every single house I lived in had a huge bathtub. And I thought if I lived in a camper or in a van that I would really, really miss that. And the truth is, I don't. You know, I have my shower. I have to take really quick showers in there where I just spritz down, lather up, spritz off, and it's fine. I can have hot water if I turn my heater on, and it's fine. I'm just thankful to be clean. And I don't take showers as often as I did before. I might go a day without taking a shower, but you know, I still stay clean and it's still fine. It's not the end of the world. So downsizing, yes, I have a lot less things, a lot less clothes. If I buy something new, I have to get rid of something. It really has cut down on impulse buys. I cannot impulsively buy things anymore. I really have to think about them. Do I really need this? Is this going to fit in the camper? And I really like living like that. I was shopping with my daughter in Target and she saw this sun pillow and she's like, Mom, I can see this in your camper. It would look really nice. And I really had to think about it. Is that going to fit in the camper? Do I really need it? And I did go ahead and buy it. And I really do like it. It reminds me of my daughter and it makes me smile. So yeah, it was worth it. So is living in the camper less expensive than living in my house? And yes, for me, it's way less expensive. I prefer to boondock most of the time, especially when I'm out west or somewhere where they have national forest or a lot of BLM land. When I'm on the East Coast and back in Florida and there's not a lot of free camping, I do have 1,000 Trails camping membership and I'll utilize that and that's fine. It's not very expensive. I think mine was, I want to say around $900 for the year, and then I don't have to pay anything else, and I could stay up to 2 weeks at a time, and then I have to be out a week and then stay another 2 weeks. I feel like I have more control over my expenses. Gas is another like big expense if I'm traveling a lot, but you don't have to travel a lot. You can travel slow and be somewhere for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month at a time, and then go to another place. So that is very controllable. When I was in the house, a lot of expenses weren't controllable. I mean, I didn't have control over if my taxes went up or my insurance went up. And in Florida, they would often. I would have to stay at a job to pay for the house that I don't even want, and I'm unhappy living there. So, and now I have a lot less bills. The only bills I really have are my cell phone bill, my Starlink when I have that on, and my insurance, and healthcare, and that's about it. So giving up my house, which is an appreciating asset, to own and live in a camper, which is a depreciating asset, does not make financial sense to a lot of people. Because in a few years, my camper will be worth almost nothing, where if I kept my house, it continues to increase in value. But what I got in return is I have a life of freedom and happiness, and I make memories that I cherish. And when I was in a house, I was just very unhappy. And I was paying for this house, staying at a job that I didn't like to pay for the house that I didn't want. I camp in beautiful places. I make amazing memories. And my life is filled with so much joy and happiness. But in my life, it makes perfect sense. No amount of money can compensate for that. So I love my life in this camper, and I wouldn't give all of that up to settle in a house right now. I don't know, in the future that might change, but right now this camper makes a lot of sense for me. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Remember to always be kind, especially to yourself. And we'll see you next time.